Good ladies, gentle evening, and roadmen. How are you doing today? I hope you are doing fantastic. We are about to continue with our Oxygen Not Included gameplay. Currently, Ellie has been stranded on a rock with an angry, grumpy tree and some critters, a few critters floating around. She has completely done this place on her own. With a little help from her friends sending over resources, but mostly on her own. Let's get over and see what's going on. There's said grumpy tree of doom. And there is Ellie sleeping in her suit as usual. Let's crack on with that. Now, we're not going to have... Oh crap, look at this. Polluted dirt got there. Sweep that away, please. Gonna have to allow through there. Allow through there so you can sweep that polluted dirt away. Here we go. Polluted dirt in various spots. Down here, I'm gonna get this box. There we go. And add polluted dirt. That it can be taken and moved. Ooh, hexam fruit. That should be swept up and fed to the tree automatically. Awesome. That's the first time I actually got food out of there. I don't like this. There's more polluted dirt there that's got to go. More algae. I think we'll place a bottle emptier right up here. Oh crap, I wasn't supposed to do that. Place it. Maybe we'll chuck some more coolant liquid down. I'm thinking of seeing if we can send over some crude oil. The problem is if I increase the height of this, I don't think the sweeper's going to be able to see it anymore. If I like that and flip it over, be able to see at what point we could place this. Still our access to it. I think we could probably get away with it. Yeah, we could put it there instead, and then we could increase the height of that. Increase this wire to there, because if we make this a bit deeper, we could send some liquids over. My logic being, if you look at this, there is a liquid output port. So, I thought it would open it and there'd be like bottles of liquid. I'm really not sure that's actually the case. So, in order to send some crude oil, well, we could send petrol. We do have access to petrol over there. A bit of a job, a bit of a chore to do so. It would probably be better, like, better liquid to lay down here. I think so, anyway. Right, so all of this stuff is running off of this wire, and I don't think that's a good plan. This has got this pump on it. Oh yeah, we've done this now. We've moved it down. Hey, this is weird. I know what happened here. After I finished the last screen, I was just watching this for a few minutes longer, and I think she's gone ahead and dug out all of that. And it's restarted from that point onwards, even though I didn't save the game. That's incredible. I did not save the game. I deliberately wanted to continue from where we were at. Actually, this is continuing from a very slightly further on. I don't think I'll restart everything. I'll just get rid of all these wires here. Now this loop is going in the wrong place now, so that needs to brought down a bit. Needs to come there, down, back again. And we need a... Oh, we did do the automation. I think I put it onto this one last episode. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, good. So we'll get rid of this. I'll sort that out. Probably just brick this in, because this space will be useless. Because if I'm putting a floor here, this space under here will just be waste of space. Do that bit for me. Bits all of that. Yeah, get rid of those for me. Then I can concentrate. Yeah. Gonna lay a... Can we afford the tiles? Of course we can. Got a little patch of sedimentary here, and if we need more solid tiles, we can send them over, can't we? So, power-wise, this one isn't doing anything now, because this one's taken over. Wow, they're both putting, so this can actually be easy. It's there, up to there can go. Well, maybe not. I don't know, actually. That might have been a bad idea, but if you can reuse the materials, it's fine. Because I do want to separate this and make this a bit more space. I want to put another hydrogen generator in, and we can't because it's too squished. Power-wise, this one is running all of this stuff, right? Yeah. What I'm going to do is this one is now going to run anything from here down is going to be run off of this one instead. So we're not actually using the pump at the moment, but I think we'll have to because we need to get rid of that polluted out of the system. So that bit there, that bit there. Ah, right. So yeah, if we want to move this, we do actually want to keep this one. It's this one we want to get rid of. We can make it out of tungsten since we now are rich on tungsten. No, that's tungsten there. I do want to move that forwards by one because that kind of annoys me that it's not lining up with the others. Let's cancel that wire there. Bring that out by one extra piece. Deconstruct that. That was a good idea. We did do that in the end after all. Let's get that bit done. I don't want to put the second row of tiles in until we've got rid of the pipes from out there. I think that's a better idea to do that now. Talking of pipes, let's get rid of those for now. Now, we will come back with a better liquid block that. If we send over some petroleum, we should be good. Because we can use that as a liquid lock here, and we can get into here while it's still running before we leave. So let's see if we can arrange something now. This is on a very small amount. It's only sending 10. And it's only sending 10 per day. So it's triggering that. And that's only if this actually triggers it back after it's added the 10. After it's added the 10, it needs this to work. So if these aren't running, they won't work. So therefore they won't trigger the reset. Even if you put multiple of these cycle sensors on and it's set for 3 times a day or something to trigger, it would only trigger if this triggered as well. I think she's off to bloody bed again. Yeah, we're bound to be. Right, so we've got some stuff to build. That's good. Let's go pop over to... See what's going on here. We got this pipe coming out here, right? Our petroleum is all the way over here. Oh, we did extend this cooling loop, didn't we? Let's add that on. That bit. So this is coming out at 9 degrees. It's spending a little bit longer in the cold water now. A little bit longer also in pipes. Iron pipes in the cold water. It won't always get this cold because over time it'll slowly warm this up, take the edge off of it. Yeah, that should be nice. It's dropping heat in there, which will hopefully help us not need to use the thermosensor, the liquid temperizer as much, which will save us power. Dumping the heat, basically, that we're gaining from in here every time this erupts. That'll also help to chill this out a bit faster. Sulfur's down to 59 degrees. I would really like to run that through this tank, that sulfur. Add the last bit of temperature to this water, but it's right on the verge of actually stifling the crop. Not going to do that yet. We ever finished that? We did. That is actually completed there. Oh, I got rid of that spike sticking out. That will have to be set to... Can you just set it to seed? No, you have to set it to the exact type of seed. Bog bucket seed. That we will drop over here, probably. A couple of ways we could do that by putting the... No, we couldn't because this tile is solid. I was going to say we could drop it through the floor. Tank, because we'd have to do it here. We'll have to run this down. That's fair enough. Now, we want a directional thing there, but I don't want to put it in until I'm ready to actually set this up. If we put that there, see, this one would need to go here instead. So that we could bring this line down. That would be better if we had one of those there. Just have to remember there is still, as he's about to build it now, you can't see that conveyor rail is connected, but you can't see under conveyor rails to see whether there's a... You need to make sure you snip across that so that is cut free. That way this can actually come down and join it. We can either jump over this or we can put another bridge here. Another bridge would be just as easy. Snip that off. Have a dot there. Good. Continue coming through here. And should we bridge this one as well? I think we will, actually. We'll do it this way. Otherwise, if you don't bridge it, you kind of got to come out and do this weird thing with it before you put the bout on to drop it out. I don't mind if this is cut off from the system for a little while. Right, now where do we want to drop it? Bring it over here a bit. This is all going to get destroyed, but for now, that will be just fine there. Boom, you can just drop it straight into the water and the fish will feast. They will feast on bog bucket seeds. They'll love it. Need to suppress that as well. Also, I think we can start up the other one. Can we? What's wrong with you? Awaiting dirt. You can be connected. We need to put dirt in the system. There's loads of dirt here. If we drop that down to a 7. Come on, let me click. This should be on a 9. Oh, it's not selected, is it? Should be selected. Where's all the... Well, that's all the phosphorate we had on this place then. Right. There might be some more to dig out somewhere. There might be a little patch somewhere. I wonder if there's any in here. Doubt it. No phosphorite in there. There's none in this section. Patch of obsidian though. Yeah, so if we want more phosphorite, we'll have to send some over. But we have got it set up to send petrol from the other one. It is set to this sensor here, which can't see the sky anymore. No line of sight. That's petrol. Earlier. Uglier. I don't know. Whatever that says. So if we go and set one up here instead. We go from that. Want a bit of lead. Yeah, we got mostly lead, so we'll run it over here. Straight through there. That won't touch anything it's not supposed to. This thing can go. Oh, look at all the hydrogen up here now. Probably better not get rid of that, actually. We might be containing that hydrogen because it's coming off of these guys. Dirt is dropping in. Fertilizer's being made. I'm not sure if I should have run this as a cooling loop in here though, so this might overheat. So we might have to make ourselves a little liquid lock to get back in here. So we want to put a... where is it? It's over here. I want to put a tank here. Petrol. And where's going to be the easiest way to ship it up? This is where we're sending our ethanol up. But we didn't build some pipes in here. That would have been clever. Why are these obsidian? Granite would be fine. Yep. They need to be covered. Priority. Do those two. Right, yeah, so we want to send over some petrol, right? We need to get petrol to this. Now, messed around with this settings, this thing. We connect it to this one instead. How do we get the liquid up there to this? I think power-wise, power spine goes all the way over here and connects to all the batteries. So if we disconnect that, even for 5 seconds, we're going to lose all our functionality. Brilliant, is it? The way we could send it up. Bring it up. I think they're just adding the pipe to here. I don't think it's going to be a permanent thing. We're not going to be doing it all the time. Let's just run a liquid pipe. Let's not be fussy about it. Yeah, it's going to be hot, liquid. But we're not going to be like, oh crikey. Yeah, I'm not going to be making it out of any like special insulated pipes. I'm just going to run it there, the bridge on it, and be done with it. Because it's not going to be permanent. That means we can set a tank up here. Now, we've already got 2 in place that are empty now. We snip these off of the system. They can go. They're no longer running. This one will go upwards from here instead, I think. Yeah, I think so. Means we'll just run a... up that from... yeah, that's better. We'll take one of these and run it up. But we'll let that tank empty first. That way we can commandeer this section pipe take over this. Run it straight down here. And decide where the heck we're going to stick a tank. We could stick a tank here, just for now. Oh, we could just connect the pipe. Yeah, we could just connect the pipe. Just connect it. Don't do anything fancy schmancy. It's already going into a tank, so it's not like we need too much. There we go. Now, on Lavini, that is actually controlled. Well, yep, there we go. That is actually controlled. Where is it? This thing, here. So this thing, pipe blocked, is... It's this. Being controlled, that shut off is connected all the way along here and all the way up here to this. So we've got to reconnect that to unnamed broadcaster in range, which means we've got to go to here and we've got to connect it to that one instead. This one, at the moment, it's got no automation. It sends a green signal or a red signal over vast distances in space. Yep. So that sends our automation, send some more petrol. We don't really need all that, do we? Can we just fudge it? If we're not doing that, we don't. I don't need. If I'm not making it a permanent system, then I think that can just go. And what we'll do on the automation on the other one, we'll just fudge it. We'll just we'll pop a little wire out here, stick on a signal switch, and we can override it. So no, you got to send some now. Even delete the shut off and just connect the pipes. What I'm going to do here is I don't want it sending any more. So I'm probably going to find the automation that comes up here, which is when this tank gets too empty, it requests some more, and I'm just going to cut that off. Yeah, I'm going to cancel deconstruct now. We're going to keep it in place in case we need to reuse it for some reason. Can't see why we would, but we've got enough petrol in here. Send all of what we've got over and shove it in a tank. Over there. Whatever's in this tank we can send over. That'll give them a decent little amount. Like, what is it? Nearly half a tank. Yeah, 2.5 tons. Go back to earlier. They've just got to make a pipe. And we're not making it out of anything special, so it may burst and leak. Who knows? It should be quite hot. Crude oil. But we're just going to take over these. Saves rebuilding them. We need to snip that off there. Connect it in at the top. And when we're ready to... We'll send the liquid over. We don't need 2 tanks then. Need the one. And then once we're done sending it all over, then we'll send it up and send it on its way. But that will connect to this, and eventually we'll reuse this bit of pipe and just send it all up. Well, not all of it. We might even send all of it. We might keep some of it for ourselves, because we'd really like that. Right, this needs to be powered, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Which war line can afford to power it? None of them. Make that on a higher priority so that gets done. Answer the phone. Yeah, somebody's sticker bombed. I mean, somebody's very happy. Yeah, cool. Is this going down very slightly? There is water on here. I'd like to mop that out. That is now. These tiles, I mean. Remember when we first came here and this was all chaos and dangerous and difficult land. Materials are dropping in. the radiant liquid pipe. Got petroleum at 10 degrees. Ah, yes, it's all beautiful now. Thank you, Punk. All beautiful now. Even the polluted water tank is beautiful. I got to tidy up this mess, but I was trying to decide whether I wanted to demolish this and just, sort this area out, or whether I was ever going to use it or not. We ended up using this one instead, which was weaker, but closer to where we needed it. But yeah. Get that bit built, because I'm worried about that bit. That's in dangerous zone. The other thing I wanted to do, actually, get rid of that. Rid of that tile there. They can still jump across when needed. They wouldn't jump across, but they still can. Then I wanted to move that, basically in line with that. Be on a higher priority. Now, if we never needed to go over there, and we knew we'd never need to go over there, I'd get rid of that mesh tile as well. And get rid of these ladders. But we do occasionally have to go over there to dig that thing out. It gets squished. Put that on a high priority. I don't think they'll be able to reach that one though, so we'll need to put in another ladder there. Can't reach. Because I'd rather, if this misses, if this is full and it goes past, it will hit that, right? The idea of that one was to recycle it and send it back into there, but I don't like that because then it hits here. That's why we've got this little splash of nuclear waste. And it does that. Whatever was left after it absorbed up to 200 red bolts. Remaining goes here, here and straight down, which is dangerous for dupes as well. I mean, I would rather it missed that one out completely and went to this one and went down into this one and then got shot past that again, because by that time it might have fired off into space. Shot. And then the new red bolts that got there could actually be absorbed by the launcher again. Might not always work, but at least they'll just go round and round in circles till they disappear instead of hitting the tiles, leaving a pile of nuclear waste lying around. Nuclear waste. It's got radioactive contaminants. $100 reds per cycle, so it's not particularly radioactive. Nuclear waste. Let's point that one directly down. You should be able to. Yeah, that one goes across, that one goes down. And I've got to do the risky bit. Once that ladder is built, we've got to get in there, destroy that ladder, and destroy this ladder. Destroy that red bolt reflector. And then get the hell out of there before this thing fires a bolt. If there's a dupe still on this ladder at that very moment, which Murphy's Law says there will be. Which is, Murphy's Law. That would be the very moment when that would fire a red bolt across to there, and this would also be full at that very moment. Of all the confounded times you could decide to do it. Pop back over to Grosselin. See how she's doing. She's probably about to go to bed. So we've redesigned that now, so we can build another one in line with everything. That will take over this one. Will it? No. No, it won't. That will take over this one, but that won't be replaced. This will be just a lot deeper. That way we can put in a second hydrogen generator. I would actually prefer that it was just one level down. That's not going to happen. That doesn't make sense. For this run, I'll have power in the base for backup and power outside the base as the main source. I learned very early that, if you make a powered spine and you can't do anything to it unless you're in suits outside, that can be quite dodgy. It can be quite dangerous for your survival. Can be quite dodgy. Reason being, what I ended up doing was there was a gas pump in my original colony the first time I did it. And it was in like a, I can't remember if it was hydrogen, whatever it was, but it was reliant on that gas pump running for our power. So I had a backup wire from it all the way into the base with a hamster wheel for them to run on. And that hamster wheel was just disabled. And then that way, if there was ever any problem, we could just enable that hamster wheel, some dupe could start running and we'd have power again. Yeah, solar used to be the go-to thing because they nerfed them. But they nerfed them to stop people doing that, just rushing for solar because it was so good. But yeah, you kind of do need a few backups, backup strategies. Like sending one dupe to colonize an asteroid. If you put 1 foot wrong, they could get stranded. Like when we was digging this out, if she'd got stranded up there, dug that last tile out 3 tiles deep, they would drop down and she wouldn't be able to reach materials to build anything to climb down on. And on your own, you're going to die. In that situation, there is nothing that can be done to save you. By the time you sent another dupe out, get here, your character would have, you know, met their untimely end. So we do need to replace this liquid lock if we're going to get back in here ever. This gets up to 500 degrees, so I think we would be quite happy to stick a petroleum lock on it. Yeah, I think a petroleum lock would work fine. So these guys can now be rest. We don't need to worry. Those all running off of this one battery. We're going to put a second one in as well, running off the same battery. And that should be plenty for this little... Oh, we've got this set up now, so we can actually connect-a-roo. Connect-a-roo and cancel anything there. And use gold pipes maybe on the batteries themselves. There we go. Beautiful. And that can now flow. Where should we cut it off? Just here probably, I guess. Might as well. Just snip it, say, there, and feed it downwards. Come on, you know you want to. Doesn't want to. It doesn't want to obey. You will comply. Oh, no, it won't. Yeah, hopefully she won't destroy that before it's emptied out. There we go. Beautiful. I'm not sure she can reach all of those, but yeah, she probably can. And priority that. So, have we built this new one up here? I just want to build another tile there. Higher priority, and I just want to see if this one can actually reach that spot. Rust again. We keep getting rust over here. I'm sure it's trying to tell me something. No, I'm not building a rust melter for your tiny amounts of rust. Yes, it can still see that square. I was thinking I might have to switch these two over so it can actually see the stack. So that one can actually be got rid of. That's unnecessary now. I'm going to use this giant high up sweeper so that he can see that spot, and that way we can have it relatively deep so that when we drip liquids in, because having the vent this high is kind of dangerous. It means you can actually ship liquids that would overflow everywhere, which would be bad news. In fact, it'd be so bad I'm gonna put a safety block just there, just in case something terrible happens and petrol goes everywhere. Who knows? Hey, we got baby in here now. Go get Brave up and destroy these and put in a pneumatic door there and lock it. I'm so nervous that she's gonna bloody do something stupid. gonna do something stupid. You know it. You know she's gonna run in there to get some granite or something and get herself bashed by a tree. A whomping willow. Yeah, she's getting work done here, isn't she? She's quite industrious, is our Ellie now. She built this whole area. And we're going to have to stick in one of those hill scrubbers or whatever it is. Where was it? Orbital crafting. I thought it was in here. Hill scrubber, there it is. Have you right there. I think I powered that directly from this line, so that's not the best way of doing it, but it took the charge off of this. Now this one can be got rid of. And go like that. Actually, no, don't get rid of it just yet. Be a problem. First of all, we've got to try and connect. Now you're controlling what? You're doing that. This one's doing this section. This one's doing that section. It. We snip that off. Up there. That's doing all of this stuff. 1995. This one is doing up here, which is all the Atmos suits and everything. Yeah, right. Good. Okay, I'm with it. Job somebody is. Because I don't have a clue what's going on. Got to go like that now. I'm not going to put it in the floor like I normally would. Dump it over there. Perfect. Actually, I could put it in the floor, couldn't I? Yes, I could. Reason being, I'm going to lower that anyway. Okay, right, bridge. Boom. Going to be another layer put in here. Yeah, another layer of tiles is going in there. Perfect. Job done. Makes that look a bit chunkier, but no, I like it. That's better. Ah, she went down here to get these last pipes. I thought they might be inaccessible, but yeah, she could get them from that side. But before we go destroying that one, we need to make sure our Atmos suits are powered. Yeah, before she goes, when she uses the skill scrubber, we will give her the wrangling ability, so she can wrangle up these animals and put them in here. Maybe the puffs can live up here. I don't care if they live up here, because if they poop out some oxygen, oxylite, can be sent into this room to be pumped into the suits when she comes back. When somebody comes back. That might mean that this comes out by another one. Where, yeah, maybe break this up. I don't know. Yeah. So we just put a door in here. A couple of doors. Come on. I think I set that forwards because I was going to put a fire pole in, but that kind of has gone out the window now because I'm not moving the mushroom farm. This section is the priority section. I want this done. This bit should all be like, yeah, last resource. That way we could put a critter drop off back here. We can set that for puffs, and we can actually kind of get them up. No, actually, can you wrangle puffs? I think there's a bit of a trick to wrangling puffs. I think you can. I don't think you're supposed to. You're supposed to use the flying creature thing, or whatever it is, airborne critter bait. Supposed to use that thing. Don't even know if we've got phosphorite here. Should have, shouldn't we? Yeah, there was phosphorite cloud here, wasn't there? There was a big chunk of it. An egg. We could put the egg up here, that's for sure. Critter egg. What is it? It's a Pufflet Prince egg. Boom. Pick that up. That's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to sweep up an egg. You've just got to remember to take it out the bin. If you don't take it out the bin, it will end up on the floor as a raw egg. It'll kind of crack itself without an egg cracker. And then it will just sit there and go rotten. In this case, it shouldn't sit there and go rotten because the sweeper would put it in and feed it to the tree. So it wouldn't be all bad. I think you can do a trick with these. You can seal it in a room and then tell the thing to auto wrangle 0 critters and above. 0 critters in the room, auto wrangle surplus, and it should wrangle him out, even though theoretically you can't wrangle them. We'll just drop that egg out and just leave it there to hatch. Hopefully by the time it does, he'll have built this. She'll have built this. I want to get this wire built. Let's get this power moving. I want to get a second thing built in place. That now means this power goes up here, so we can get rid of this bridge. You can go. Get rid of that lot there. That can be connected. That can't. Don't connect that to anything. Deconstruct that bit there. And she'll go to bed as usual. Let's go back over to and see if they've prepared this pipe. Good pipe of doom. They can't get to one tile. That's fair enough. Deconstruct that and then they can get to it. We will run up here, around here and into the machine of doom. And it will come down. Okay, it comes all the way down here into there. Right, I think we can send the petrol over, can't we? I think I need to connect that to the system. Boom. That should now pump all of that, not polluted, petroleum. Go over to there and have a look. Coming out. When it comes, it's at 30 degrees, so we may have problems with the pipe cracking. Coming up and it's going to go into this tank here. So that's fine. I shall leave that to run. I shall leave you watching this and I'll be right back. Thank you for your patience. I am back. We will probably have problems with pipes bursting and petroleum going for a button everywhere. Never mind. I probably wish I set this up as a more permanent method. When we run out of ethanol, we could have turned over to using petroleum. Never mind. But over on Lavini, we should be burning away petroleum, basically all the petroleum we're making. Getting burned off, but it still feels like this is rising. It feels like it is. It feels like it's going to rise to here and overflow. Even though we are burning off 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, you know, we're burning off a full pipe. Strange but true. We're not making a full pipe, we are burning off a full pipe, we should be. So these gaps in the pipage should mean that this will slowly lower down. I think maybe we could send over some to the other side and let them burn some of it off. Might as well send some to the other side. The other side of Oni at cinemas near you. Sounds like a horror movie to me. We can also get rid of it. Yeah. Gonna keep this machine. We got rid of the other one. We're gonna keep this one. We got anyone there that... Yeah, we do. Destroy these ladders. That's absolutely perfecto. Wonderful. Ooh. Nice little rad voltage. Why is that middle one not very high and all the others are? They all fire off at the same time. Yeah. They'll be powered off now. There you go. Good. They're all in sync again. Yeah, I like that. They come on. They do use a lot of power, but they're not on for very long. They just send enough red bolts over to fire this up. We need to now deconstruct that, don't we? Deconstruct that while there's no red bolts being fired at your face. Because you wouldn't like that if you got a red bolt fired at your face. Because if you're sat on this ladder here, your face is going to be here. Yeah, that's probably not the best. Hopefully someone can come and deconstruct this. Get the heck out of him. Dodge. Literally dodge. If it comes, dodge. Dodge out the way. Do a forward roll. Backflip. I don't care. Just don't get hit by however many red bolts that'd be. 150 minus a few. Come on, Harold. Run over there. Construct that as well. But while you're there, just get it done. Out, now gone. Run. Run, 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 run. Alright, okay, nice. Now the red bolts will form an everlasting loop until they just dissipate, instead of being fired downwards here and hit the deck. That's much better. Have we finished running all that petrol? Looks like we probably did, yes. Yes, we did. Now let's snipperoo, snipperah, snipperee. And let's see if we can... I don't want to send all of it in one go, though, do I? That seems like an awful lot of petrol. We've only got a pitcher pump at the other end. Unless we can make this very slightly different. We come over to here. We put that. Say we put that into a tank. And we'd still need to get it out of the tank. So we'd still need a dripper area. Drip it out. could pump it into a tank. You don't have to pump it into a liquid vent. I just thought that might be easier, but this only gives us... Well, actually, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Yeah, because crude petroleum is like 1,000 per tile, isn't it? Yeah. That shouldn't be very much. We should have enough space for it there, he said, hopefully. Oh, let's just see what the heck happens. Send some over. Oh, bon voyage, petroleums. Enjoy your new life on the other side. We might end up with a petroleum mess. Either here if the pipes burst, or yeah, we might just send a little spurt. Send it in spurts. Because I'm worried that this is going to just burst the pipes and make a dreadful mess. Well, we can always clip it and send it back to the tank if we get a burst in the pipe. How much is this set to? Let's set this to much higher. Let's go to like 50 kilos, something. Actually, let's go to 200. Decent amount sent in once go, eh? Petroleum generator's getting jealous because it sees petroleum go past. It's like, hey, how come I get ethanol? Yeah, this should start counting up now. Bog jelly and petrol. 50, 60, 70, 80 kilos, 90. That won't take long for 200 kilos of petrol to be in the system, will it? I don't know if it'll send all petrol or send that bit of bog jelly that's in there. Boom! Yep, it sent the bog jelly as well. And now it's saving up another 200 kilos. And it's going to fire that off into space. Oh, this is lovely, isn't it? We're going to have a little bit of petrol. How much do we want over there? We don't want huge amounts, do we? I think that should be enough, shouldn't it? If I snip that off now. Like that. Snip that off there, snip that there, and you can send that back into the tank. Let's drop this down to say, how much is it on now? Petroleums, if it's going to reach 400, which it should do. Yeah, we'll leave it on 200. There we go. Could use up another bunch of red bolts when they come firing across. 500. Okay, good. We might even make 600 then. Crikey. Hopefully we got the storage space for this, or we're going to make an awful mess. I've never used liquids on those things before, so yeah, that's interesting. 246. Yeah, I'll leave it on 200 for now. Remind me to come back and change it back to 10. Otherwise, I'll never send any food over and all rot in the machine before it sends it. Oh, nuts. That's another 5 cycles break time. It always chooses to do its save game when it's like stuck on a really annoying noise. And then it takes a few seconds to run the save game. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. Yeah, we'll leave it on 200 then. Let's just drop down a little. I can't move for some reason. There we go. That should be about to trigger. These are set to 50 rad bolts each, so that should be 150 rad bolts about to come over. And there's some bug jelly coming along. Yeah, so 12 kilos of bug jelly landed up in the system. Another one goes. And maybe 2 more. Let's look on the star map. Should see them spreading out here. Travel very, very fast. There you go. Never open liquids. I assumed there'd be like little bottles of the liquid, but of course you can't move them with rails. So it'd have to be like a liquid line, wouldn't it? Grosselin, I like the way there's a little picture of a tuft and a, what's the name there? That's quite cool. And this one's got a little sleetweed and a weasel. We need to still get out here and examine things. Yeah, too much to think about all in one go. Poor brain. Can't handle it all. Too much stuff. Oh no, not that one. I want to click here. Right, okay, Lavini. Alright. That's not over here. All okay now in the pipes. We'll leave the pipe in situ in case we decide to send some stuff over. Or we decide to convert our power gen to petroleums. Maybe we could reuse it for that or something. I don't know. We are using the line to send water here. So it's only running at 3,500. It's being seriously limited, isn't it? Might connect that and let that feed both ways? Apparently not, no. Now, if I put a plumbing bridge in here, pipe there, I think that would run then. That would run through both, because we could double our production. Just pumping this through both sides. I mean, we don't need to. Really? That is definitely dropping. The water level is definitely dropping. Okay. Not going to get too fussy with it. Go back to the star map. Oh, crikey. Let's go back to Grosselin then. I'm ready to unpack. Oh, are you coming to do it yourself? Stop being an idiot. Why you're not allowed in here? No, nobody's allowed in it. Go away, Gene. I want the sweeper to do it, not you. We'll have to be allowed back in here to mop this up. We've got some in here, look, already. Yeah, we have petroleum coming through the system. Oh yeah, we've got petroleums, baby. Not exactly that hot, so I'm okay with it. Yeah, I want a bottle emptier. What did I use that for? That was to override this. Okay, that can go there. Go for now. And I want to sweep that off. Don't want anything on there that's going to contain a lot of heat. Could absorb a lot of heat. Now what? A bottle emptier. Right there. Facing that way. Yeah, some of it's going to drip off and land in there, but do you know what? I really don't care. That's all going to get pumped out and pumped into containers and either stored or pumped out into space and got rid of. Which I want to also. Is there enough igneous? It seems a bit pointless going over abyssalite, but I want to run a pipe through there. So that seems like a good thing to do to me. Also means I would like to come down more with the ladder. This tile there. Dig out those two. There we go. Overflow from this, instead of being fed into a tank, I'm going to run it in a pipe, run it up here and drip it into space. Probably just here will be fine. That way we won't have to worry about storage of the water overflowing when we're not here. That would basically overpressurize this room. And if it overpressurized this room, then the room would never depressurize. So it would never trigger the iso resin. So it'd never trigger the resin to pump. I want to drastically increase the amount as well. So let's go back over here. Check what's left in there. There's a 71 kilos of petroleum and bog jelly. Drop that down to 20s. That won't trigger, even though that's got like 200 red bolts in it, because we've changed it down. I wonder if it would change if we changed its target and reset it. Would that trigger it to go? Oh, I don't care. As long as when the next little bit of bog jelly comes in, that'll trigger it into run. Fine. Even 20 kilos is too much. I'd rather it was down to 10. But never mind. Fine. It's fine. Right. Mop up all of this now. And change that to petroleum, but I'll wait until this is finished running. Where's the liquid? The liquid loop's coming through here. Cool it down, and I'd rather this was a nice little puddle of petrol all the way along there. I don't know if this thing needs to be kept cool. It's got a temperature. It's got an overheat. Gives out 5k DTUs, so we could make that a mesh tile and put a tile here. Make this whole floor. Boom! Here comes some more petroleums. Yeah. We'll make that a mesh tile. No, I don't want to build another one of those. I want a tile, please. That way we can have the cool liquid running across the whole floor here. What are you doing in there? Having a sleep in the petroleums. Oh, fair enough. Okay. Seems like a good place to sleep to me. Get rid of this guy. He needs to go. And what are we doing here? Oh, that's right. Getting rid of him. And we're putting in one of these guys. Will we have the space to do it? What we could do... here's a plan. Cancel destroying that while we just think about things for a moment. What we could do is we could move that one down here and then just put the 2 hydrogen generators in the space that's wide enough for 2 hydrogen generators. Yeah, that makes sense to me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Got enough space to fit 2. So instead of having this one just get destroyed, this one could be snip-a-rooed off of here like that. Connect it into there. Bit more. Come on, let me click, for God's sakes. Right. That bit can go. Don't need you anymore. We don't need that. That can go. I'm pretty sure we don't need the deodorizer, but I'll keep it there for now, just in case. If we power this into... Don't actually get rid of it. We connect that to there, we can get rid of this one. Yeah, I like it. Do need to get rid of that deodorizer then. I can't in that view because it won't let me click on it. Okay, now we can do it. Good. Let's prioritize this section up. Excellent. I think that's a better idea. That'll look better as well instead of having weird sized like gaps. So it's still running that small amount of resin every day. I mean, we could change this up. I think I'll wait until this pipe is installed and change it up. Right, let's change that to liquid. Petroleum, enable auto bottle. Errands. Come and give us a drop of petrol, would you? Wonder if a small droplet would be too little and would still overheat because it's so small amount. Ellie's current errand anyway. She's going to get some. Oh, she's built those doors. Are they actually trapped under there? I think they are. Well, that was bad luck, wasn't it? Getting put in there. Drip, drip, drip. And that is enough. Boom. Yeah, some of it's going to drip in here. So we'll have resin and petroleum and polluted water and normal water. Yeah, that'll be a lovely mess. But we can add a pump. We've already got our pump installed there. We can add it to this and just pump it out. I think we can just get rid of it. Right, okay. So this one's now going to overtake that one's job. Like so. And we're going to get rid of... Well, I think she's leaving now, so we don't need to get rid of it quite just yet, but we're going to get rid of that one. That should look a lot better, I think. Deconstruct those two. And yeah, if the power could go through here, it'd look a lot neater, but never mind, it can't. So, I don't think we need the power there, we need it down by one. Do that for now, and then we'll do it straight across later. I want this bit done first. And ventilation. Oh, that's fine. We can just extend that into the other one. Can you flip those things? Well, you can flip them, can't you? No, you can't. We'll have to run the gas pipe. Hello, how are you today? I hope you are doing good. 1, 2, 3. That should be perfect. Look at that. Ha ha ha. So instead of moving it down here, where it's going to look weird and it's going to have a half size or a too big room, that's going to be rather annoying. We are now... Can we run in here? We got 0.7 of us. I don't think that's worth it. Not right now. We're ready for next time. It's okay. We got these builds out here to do. Stuff going on. She's off in there for some reason. Knows why. Nobody knows what she's doing in there. Does anyone want to know? Ah. Does anyone want to know? The agenda is to try to make this a little bit more self-sufficient before we go. A couple of little jobs. One is if we keep pumping out the excess water into this tank while we're away, this tank will eventually overfill back up to there, and then the excess water won't be able to get rid of it. It'll be constantly pumped into here. So yeah, that's the problem, because then this will overpressure. And then we won't have anything to send the reset signal to the system to send some more resin down, because it relies on this overpressuring with steam and then letting out the excess water for that to trigger. We have just put a little bit of petroleum here. We sent some over. Gonna sneak in here with any luck. What I want to do I'll actually put it in. Got thermium. We're going to make this out of thermium. We're going to go to there instead with that. This is going to get snipped off here. This is going to get deconstructed, this current one. And we're going to put, we can't do it now, but we're going to put a thermo sensor made of thermium right there. Its place. That way we can use the temperature of this room to trigger the on off and on system rather than using that. I want the temperature. This can still run the pulse if we want to, but this needs to run, this was running to the wattage meter. So that way it will only ever run any more down if that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. We're running our pipe up this wall and we're going to pump it out into space. That's exactly what we're doing. So this overflow is going to go up this way instead. We're going to run a pipe through there. We're going to we back this off just enough so that we can get to it. Going to come out of that. Are we building out of granite? I do not know. Well, there's probably granite in this room, so that's fine. Granite will be there. Now we change to igneous. No, I'll get rid of that. We'll come out of there. It will come up here. Go into the tiles there and go to there. Change to granite again. Cancel. Stop making it out of granite. My fault. Igneous. 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 Igneous all the way. Right, come to there. 28 tons of it. You can use it. Right? And then it will run up this new wall that we put in through here and just come out here with a vent right there into space. Ripping it all out and forgetting about the problem. Now we do need water for the toilets. What I'm thinking would be a good idea is to get rid of this water sieve, get rid of this chlorine reservoir, maybe put the reservoir over here. Just fill that with water and any excess water drips out into space. We could store a water tank out here, it don't matter to us. We don't care, it's stuck out in space. Right, excellent. So is it worth busting into here? Not with 0.3 cycles, no it isn't. Maybe in a bit, but give it a whirl. Grub fruit! Oh, more Drecklets. Grub fruit. More Drecklets. Grub fruit. Wonder if the tree can open jars. Well, they're about to find out. Can the tree open a jar of grub fruit? I'm under the impression that it probably can. Yes, yes, I would assume that it actually can. Tree, feel free to enjoy your jar of grub fruit jam. Grub fruit preserve. Would you like some toast to put it on? Or, you know. Tree is being careful. Well, we have an active cooling loop in the base with solid cooling here, running around the system, running around here with steel radiant pipes in various spots. So I'm not bothered about it overheating too much. Yeah. The water that comes out of the now it should be a case of this would never run out of power, because with 2 of these hydrogen generators, this is an average output of over 100. This is an average output of over 100, and these use 100 per second. Theoretically, they should never run out of hydrogen. As long as they don't overheat and break, then we should never have a problem with running out of power, because we'll always have at least 2 of these hydrogen generators running. What did I make that out of? Okay, so power-wise, oh, that's going to be in the wrong spot anyway. Connect it there. I'll get rid of that one in the middle. Right, and then there should be... Coolant is already in situ for that. Keep it chill. Not exactly chill, it's what, 30, less than 35 degrees I've got it set to. So, I don't know whether to make a couple of backup tanks for polluted water just in case we need them for some reason. I'm thinking we're going to pump most of this polluted water out into space and get shot of it. We don't want it. And in a weird sort of way, it's giving us free oxygen. But now it's covered in a layer of water. It won't even do that anymore. Yeah, it's got a layer of water right the way across. Not even going to give us oxygen. Once this is cleared up, that'll be it. Gone. Just be clean oxygen in here. At which point I can run these airflow tiles in better positions to allow airflow around here a bit better. In fact, if the dupe starts running around in here with no suit on, we would have to deal with carbon dioxide slowly building up. We could either pump it out to space or, pump it out to space or have a little system set up, a little water sieve and, you know, whatever it's called. It's under oxygen for some reason. Carbon skimmer. Carbon is under... Carbon dioxide skimming is under oxygen. Yeah, that makes complete and utter sense. Thank you very much. So, yeah, this is coming out at 94 degrees. So this would eventually heat up the base if it was sat around. I'm thinking if we put the tank here, we could actually build a couple of tiles on top of this. Well, we could build a couple of insulated tiles to put it on. There and there. Put the tank there. But it doesn't put its heat into the base. And just pump it directly to the wall toilet. It'll be clean water because it's coming out of steam turbine. So it'll be clean water. And we wouldn't need all of this. Which potentially could remove water from the cooling loop, which could mean after a very long period of time, you'd actually run out of a cooling loop. The cooling loop would be gone. I'm not sure I really like this. I'd like to come in here and put this here. I'd prefer that was right next to the pump, you know? Or even better still, right there, so there's no gap between that and this. We might do that. We might destroy these two tiles here and climb in and actually set that up. Probably. I'm expecting this panel to die when we take off. We'll see. I'm also thinking I'm going to increase this ladder up to here and bring this pole right up to here. So that any heat from this has to really go through space before it can get anywhere. I'm also going to thicken this up. If we've got the resources to do it, I was going to thicken this up to like 3 or 4 thick. So this is serious, solid. And then probably we'll dig out the rest of this and put the rocket landing platform right down here, so low, probably here. I don't think we're ever going to get to use this tungsten volcano. But we could put the rocket platform here and see if we can use the rocket exhaust to really heat up the magma. Or we could put a spike in for power. That'd be nice. And every time you land the rocket, it reheats your magma up for you. It was worth a try. I don't know. Make rock gas. Yeah, good too. Crikey. Right, how we got for time here? I don't think we're going to get all this built in time before that's ready to go. So there's a couple of jobs I want to do. I want to respec her, make her a critter wrangler so that we can move critters around, put them where we want them. I want all the Drekos in this room, and I want all the, not these two can stay in here, but the Puffs can go here. In this room. That way, if they poop out oxalite, it can just be swept automatically into the system to this room here, which refills their suits, which I think is suitable, but it refills the suits. Yeah, I want to destroy this, put a pneumatic door there and lock it, and build a sweeper through the door. I don't think the sweeper will be able to reach all the way to the end because they can reach like 4 tiles. I'll be able to reach to the middle here where this drops in. But I'll be able to grab a little bit of food and shove it in the fridge. Not too much, just, you know, well, 2 kilos or something like that. And, yeah, it'll probably go off and get dropped down there, but never mind. Let's just check whether... Yeah, it could take the oxalite out as well and feed that into the system as well, couldn't it? That's true. You have to put one of those conveyor loaders for it to scoop into, though. Right, so how's this going? Is that running? Why is that one running and these two are off? Are we not producing enough power? Enabled by automation. No, liquid. Uh-oh, we've run out of power because we've run out of liquid. Alright, yeah, we used that tank up. Excellent. That's perfect. Let's get some fluid going. Got another row to use up yet. And boom! Now the red bolts should just go round in an ever-decreasing circle until it actually disappears. Every time it bounces, it loses a few red bolts. Ah. There's a little bit left in one of those tanks, but that is not... that is our petroleum. That's what we just sent up here. We'll probably feed that to the petroleum generator if we don't want to send it over. Just want to see if there's any petrol left in here. No, we're down to bog jelly now, so we can drop that down to 10. Back to 10 kilos, please. There we go. And that's sorted. That's sorted, that is. Look at all the supercoolant we made. Righty. Right, what was I going to do? I was going to do something which I've completely forgotten. How much steel we got? 42 tons of steel. Oh, that's not bad, is it? It'll be out of power for a little while. It's up and running now. But this is actually turned off. It's supposed to be out of power. Once this is full, it automatically shuts off the power to these, so we don't waste power charging those up. And because they all run at the same time, they all get turned off at the same time, so we shouldn't be wasting like loads of red bolts built up in one. By turning the power off, those red bolts decay very quickly. And that's a bad thing. So normally speaking, you'd save your red bolts in these red bolt storage things. To save power, I thought, well, we'll just shut the power off. Because we're only sending like 10 kilos once every, once a day. Once the system is all automatic. Now, it'd be nice to be able to send it back automatically to the home base. So now there's nothing on its way in space, nothing coming over. Because I don't want to risk these machines overheating. We can mop up this and set that to to petrol. And we can run petrol along here. I do want that one built so you can have access. Oh, you have got access. Okay. When this starts running, it's going to gain heat, so we need to run the cooling loop through there as well. Might make the cooling loop a little bit more extended than this. Pop it this way, run it over, and run it back this way and then down. Something like that. Or, yeah, probably what would be easier would be to run it through here, up, and that way. Run it through there, and then through here, and then down. Yeah, that'd probably be yeah, that seems more logical. We'll use up a bit more water, but because it's coming from a tank, it won't really matter. Just use a bit more out of the tank, so there won't be empty spaces in the line. Need filling up. But I think priority first is to get this overflow set up. Let's use our 17 kilos and see if we can get up here. Running out of materials slowly. Down to 5 kilos. Also turn it off, right, using the space signal things. Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could do that. Liquid reservoir. What have we got to build out of? Got no steel left. My word. We've used so much steel. It's unbelievable. I guess you can't make it out of, make those reservoirs out of like tungsten then. What's wrong with you? Insufficient resources. Steel. Well, I don't want to make anything out of steel. I want to make those out of tungsten. They need to be made out of tungsten. Nothing else will do. Yeah. Run that up to there then. It looks like we're going to have to go and send some more steel over because it seems like I've used too much steel up. Yeah, I think these are steel, are they? No, they're iron ore. That's fine. Wow, how much steel have we used? Holy moly. Well, these are thermium now, but they won't overheat as this gets to 500 degrees. So I made those out of thermium. Well, it's not going to get more than 500, is it? Theoretically, it shouldn't. There you go. Oh, she's running inside with little bits of iso resin. That's what she keeps going in there for. Glow stick dupes. They're good to make your chef out of. Glow stick dupe, because he provides his own light, so he works nice and fast, and he irradiates all the food, so no germs in it. What's the nyctophobic? Are they the ones that need a light to sleep? Right, what was I going to do? I was going to do something that I've forgotten. The plan was... Oh, you're going to build that, are you? Excellent. Oh, that was it. I was going to come over here and see if they've got any steel left. Or did I use it all? I did use most of it. And just send some steel over. Because I'm greedy and I keep using all the steel. Well, they've only got 200 left. Yeah, 200 kilos. So... I don't think we need a huge amount more over there, so, but we have got like 42 tons of steel. They also provide light. Oh, right, okay. Oh, the rad stack. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. You put too many of them in a room and they just kill each other with radiation poisoning. Okay, right. What was I going to do? Yeah, the dupes are desperate for a job, so let's give them... Can't do it because the door's open. But... Oh, now it's shut. Let's have... I don't think we need 5,000. Just 2,000 will do, please. They're so desperate for a job, they're legging it. Come on, do it. Yeah, if I could concentrate on several different things at once, I'd be more likely to sort of have all the dupes busy doing things and pause the game and make sure everybody's set up with jobs to do and someone's exploring the wilderness and someone else is, so they've all got jobs. But, I can only get my mind around so many things at once. Then let's drop that steel in. We're close to each other. They have about 200. Crikey. Yeah. Okay. So we're sending some more steel across. The steel should find its way to here. It's shoved in here eventually. And should potentially be swept out. There is a little chunk of steel in here. But I moved the sweeper back so he can't reach it. Yeah, that'll become a problem eventually. This is lovely deep frozen now. I can't see how it's deep frozen, but it's 7 degrees. That doesn't make any sense. Got to be minus 18 to be deep frozen. But this is minus 30. So, yeah. We did drop a gas in here now, so it's got chlorine gas. So it should instantly freeze. There we go. 2 kilowatts of power. Lovely. Do we want to increase that up a bit if we're sending some steel over? Probably bunch that up to say... Anyone putting any steel in? I doubt it. Errands. Low priority. Harold. No deliveries. Ah, is it sweep only still? Yeah, it's on sweep only. Ditch the bleach stone because I don't want that in here. Remove the sweep only and just check. Only steel. Right, good. Excellent. Don't worry about your radiation issues. We know you have radiation over here. Boom! Crikey! Rockets from the moon. Nope. Research reactor. Entombed. Breathability. What was it was crying about? I've forgotten. Radiation. Yeah, we don't care. That should be a nice little bit of food coming in. It is. Couple of stacks of bog jellies. Feed the tree of doom. I think I'll increase this. I'll make it 50 kilos and see how it works. Just for now, she's building the pipe. She's building the pipe. By the time she gets done, we should be able to put a tank here. And we could probably actually just use... Yeah. What we're going to have to do, we're going to have to get rid of this. Put a tank there. Let it get some water in it. Run a pipe to this. That's going to be the hottest part, is that one pipe coming in here, which is going to be 94-degree water in it. That could potentially leak over the base and warm everything up. Right, so this is now done. What I want to do there, that's going to enter the tank. Right, let's... Can't build the tank out of anything. We'll build out a gold amalgam. Shove it there just so I can see what I'm doing. Then the pipe is going to come out of here. And run along into... No, we're going to bring it up. Down and in. That. Just to there for now. I'll snip that. Excellent. Nicely done. Now, I don't care if she doesn't build that. Oh, she's got gold amalgam. She's doing it. So now what we need to do... What we need to do is we need to continue on from that. So if this tank is full, it carries on to here. And we put a vent on the end. Job done. Any water that comes out of that just gets plopped onto there and disappears into space. Now, is it good to drop it directly on a plastic tile? Is it likely to just pass a bit of heat into the plastic and potentially melt it? Because that'll be 94 degrees. And this is only plastic. What, 75 degree overheat? So... we could bring that out to there. That's the thing. As long as this has got a tile here for the poop to come out into space, then it doesn't matter. This could go right up to... Doesn't matter. And that is actually thickening that up. I don't mind doing, because that helps with the radiation coming in. Yeah, there's a lot in this spot, but you can't really do a lot about that. So once that's done... I'll let that get done first. Then we can consider the... we'll have to snip that. Get rid of this. And when that's got rid of, this water should enter the system and just flow down into the tank. Get stored again. But we'll be left with this weird and wonderful pattern of pipes full of water. We can decide if we want to keep it there just in case we need it for something, or get rid of it. We can just add it to this system and just let it feed into space. And it will be gone. No more problem. We can also borrow this pipe and pump out all this liquid down here into it. I think we need some as a backup. It'd be nice to have a few tanks stored, just in case we need a backup. Maybe a few in here. I did run this pipe along with the bridge there in case we desperately needed to add the water we'd removed back to the system, but it seems to be running really nicely, so that's not a problem. I want to see if we can bust in these two. Which two do we need to get rid of? Get rid of those two. No, these two, isn't it? Yeah. Get rid of these two tiles. There should be just a little blob of liquid here preventing the steam from escaping. And it's petroleum, so it should be able to handle the temperature quite nicely. There's not much of it. That's my worry, is there's quite a volume of pressure in here. It shouldn't be able to move a liquid, but if it can heat it enough, it could disturb it. Or it could try to like settle water onto it, which will make it move and misplace. What might be a better idea would be to do that. If we need to come down this side, she can run round. We can put a ladder there if we want to. I don't think it's hugely important. Alright, we'll do that. 3 ladders. That should work. Hopefully that will contain that little blob so it can't be displaced by any water that might try to get in and be annoying. Yeah, we're going to have to brave it and just dash in there. By the time it's run its cycles and chuck this tungsten out, tungsten out. That's the other thing. I want to automate the process of moving the tungsten up and out and maybe to here. But that'll be when we come back. I'm not going to do that now. I do want a mesh tile there though. So hopefully when we get some steel arrive, which we're still on 0. Let's go back to oh, finally chunking some steel in here. I see it. This is still set to steel, so it should automatically sweep up some steel. How much have we got? We got steel in here. 907 kilos of it. Yes, we do. That can be set to... Once that's chunked out, the last piece, and the steel off. We'll leave it on manual use and everything, and we'll see how much steel they've got left. We've sent a decent amount, I think. 907 kilos of steel and 6 kilos of bog jelly, so we can definitely increase that to say 50. Yeah. Once this fires in, we should send off that. That shouldn't be long, should it? That should take very little time at all. 41, 42. Because what you'd normally do is maybe have 2 of these, one there and one, say, here. So they're in line with each other at an angle. And then you could use one for one product and one for another product. So you don't have to keep changing it or adding things or altering it. Boom! Nice. Fire off some of that. Lovely goodness. And there should be 2 more red bolts shortly behind that one. Because they're not quite as fast. Yeah, here they come. Boom, that should be enough to fire another shot. Excellent. That's some steel sent over. We could actually bump that right up, couldn't we? 200 kilos. Just got to remember to come back. Once that's done, we'll come back. But if we come to Grosslin, we're still on 0 steel, so we'll start getting some steel arrive soon. Cancel that tank. I don't want it made of gold amalgam. I'd rather it was steel. Priority. Can we do those 3, please? They seem like a necessity. Right. This can flow. Theoretically, this can actually flow now. Base. Is there a vent on the end? There is. So I'd rather replace that vent with a steel one when the steel arrives. Just in case. Should be fine, should be fine. Just in case. So if we could have put the tanks up here, but then the rocket exhaust is going to probably affect them very badly. Rather than not. I want to see if this actually outputs. Is it already triggered? It might have already done it. Might have already pulsed. There's a little bit of iso resin floating around the system. She'll get a bit excited and she'll come and get that and put it in the rocket. We'll take that home with us. If it ever comes out. Crikey. 15 kilos of iso resin at 130 degrees. Oh, it should come out now. Once it gets below 130, it should come out. Just a bit too hot. Right, okay. We bust in here. About to go to bed. I bet she's about to go to bed. If we bust in here, I want her to stay in here and get the work done. Not disappear anywhere. Deconstruct that. We might put, if we get rid of the ladders here, put a door there. Possibly lock her in or something, I don't know. If we deconstruct this tile at an angle, we can be really prepared. Like Boy Scouts. Prepared, can't we? I think I missed that opportunity. If we add any water to this, we know that this tends to come through at 3,600. These two are running. I think they're supposed to run 2,000 each, aren't they? Liquid output pipe. Say, does it? Heat, water. But one of its inputs blocked because this one is technically blocked. But that was so that the sweeper could reach all the way to the end. It still seems to cope. Just. If we put that sweeper right here, we probably could bust those open and get right to the edge. Full use of this guy. We'd have to overwrite these with obsidian. I'm not using igneous. I'd rather use obsidian. Right, have we start getting any steel yet? No, no steel's arrived. Crikey. Fog jellies arrived though. Unrefrigerated fog jellies. And what are you doing there? Are you just standing around? If I do this, you're going to go to break, aren't you? Yeah, no, not doing it now. Forget. I'll forget. And then I'll annoyed with myself for forgetting. Still 407 kilos in here. Well, there's still 207 kilos in here. This is just oh, it's having a clean. Look at it. It's giving itself its teeth are clean. Yeah, polish up, polish up. Want you nice and squeaky clean. Otherwise, you might send your stuff to the wrong planetoid. That'd be embarrassing. God, how long's the clean cycle? Crikey. Seems to take for ages. Holy moly, that was a long cycle. Boom, boom. Ah, you took so long, you've now done right down to 7 kilos. Oh, I guess we'll change that to 10 now. All right, good job. I went to Lavini, didn't I? Okay, yeah, we went to Lavini. All right. Let's not panic. Let's try not to panic. Don't panic, anybody. Right. What I want to do here is basically make a little tank ready to drain this water out. And we're going to change it for petrol. We're just going to make, what was it, 1, 2, 3. So it'll be quite easy. We'll just come out to there. We'll just come up to there like that. Yeah. It doesn't even need to be those sort of tiles. Never mind. Gives them something to build, doesn't it? Right, so you wait until one of them gets stuck in there. You know it's going to happen. One of them's going to get stuck in there if I don't. At this. This is set to only 50 units. Just to give it a chance to cool it down. The, hang on, let's go down a bit. Oh, I think it's saving the game again. Yeah, the radiant liquid pipe full of petroleum is at 17 degrees. That's actually getting considerably warmed up. Ah. Maybe we reverse the flow. Well, the cold liquid comes in here first and then goes through there, then goes up. That might be a better plan. You never know. I don't know. Because the coldest liquid's coming down here at 2 degrees, going through this room. By the time it's left this room, it's already at 12. It's not really getting to chill this room down very much. What would be better is if it came in here, ran around this way, and then came back up and went up. Now, the easiest way to probably do that would be to put a little there. But can we get in there to do it? Probably. And if we allow them through here, they can get in there to do that from that side. And then we could make it go that way around. Well, we go in and then join that again. Right, so that would have to be a bridge. We could do that quite easily. Huh. Who would have thought that would be an issue? And this thing's not even bothered. It's just sat up there in its little vacuum. Because this isn't getting to add any temperature. It's just dripping into this bit of water and just staying there. It's not even turning it to steam. Crazy. Oh well. Right, well, I can build that up. We won't drain this out until we're ready to change it. We need to add some petrol to the system. We could either add some to this tank. It seems to have rather a lot, doesn't it? But, or we could just pump some over from our new supply that we've got over here somewhere. Got the input there, or we could take it from this tank all the way over. Yeah, it depends. Not sure yet. Don't know. Go back to Grosseland and see if we've finally got some steel. Yay, we've finally got some steel arriving. Steel arrives. How long's this left? Erupts in 39 seconds. Great. We're never going to get a chance to bust in there. We'd have to change her shift so she's on work. Because she's always just about to go to bed. We've got enough thermium to do it. I already planned that out. We need automation wire of thermium. Like that. Then we need an Atmos sensor of thermium. Go there. And then we need to remove that, which is made of thermium, and then replace it with a heat one instead. Thermo sensor, which only costs 25 kilos of thermium. We've got 300 left, so that should be perfect. That just drop here. Ah. Why is the sweeper dropping the ISO resin everywhere? Or is that spreading from here? Oh, it's spreading. Okay. That's because I increased it to 50 kilos. Well, 950, 650, 1425, 1650, and 450. Yeah, it's definitely preferring to sweep the tungsten rather than the ISO resin, isn't it? But screw you, ISO resin. I'm going to do all the tungsten instead. First, and then put the ISO resin in. Oh well, that's fair enough. I don't mind. Seems a little odd. Well, that's one way of doing it, or we could consider... No, because that's... if we were to put this in sideways here... it wouldn't be able to reach all the way to the end there, where the iso resin drops in. Well, the normal resin has to be here, or else it can't reach. Oh well, fair enough, you're staying there then. I was thinking of moving that to there and moving this up here. We could use this space to put the thermo sensor and the atmo sensor in. But no, because then it can't reach. There would be blobs of resin here that never get swept up, because it wouldn't be able to reach them. I think while we're in here, we could have removed that, and this would be... I'll change that first. Obsidian. We could remove these three. We'd be able to reach then, but no, can't do it. Sorry. Not happening. I want to see if this automatically kicks in and sends the water up to space. That would be interesting. So, for starters, I want to build a steel tank. I'll let that get a bit of water in it. That's now stopped, but the temperature in here is, what, 160 degrees. So, we do it now. Check our schedule. Ellie, what's your schedule, Ellie? Might give you an extra few of those. Extra there, and then a bedtime. We'll say, is that what you're building? Because that's all you've got left to do, really. There's nothing else to do in this place. Yeah, build that. Got some work to do. Maybe not tonight, maybe next day. Got some work to do. We've moved Ellie's schedule a little bit away. Not clashing with when this goes off each time. Also, I think we could prepare by deleting that tile there at an angle. Hopefully it won't be a bad mistake. What we could do, storage bin just there, and put the thermium in it, wherever the thermium's gone. I don't know where it is. Make sure it's not on there. Don't want thermium going in there anymore. I might also preheat this petroleum a little bit rather than suddenly bashing it. That storage bin needs to get some thermium put in it. We don't have much, but what we do have will be nice and close by to access. Don't need much of it, just a couple of 5k bits for the wire, and we'll destroy that atmo sensor. And we've got to be on the ball because we've got to set the new atmo sensor straight away. Otherwise it'll start pumping out everything. Pump out all our gas. I don't think it would actually, because it's a weird negative signal. Doesn't do anything. No, it wasn't far away. Yeah, the thermium was only down there anyway. That's good. At least it's on hand and it's ready to grab. When we're ready, we'll delete this tile, run in, quickly do this, and run back out, and prick it back up again with obsidians. No, we could also put obsidian in there as well. That way we'll just have a little bit ready to brick this up. I don't mind if obsidian drops inside the machine. We can tell it, sweep obsidian out. So, it can't reach that tile from there. Won't sweep it now. As long as we've got a little bit of obsidian in the system. Yeah, we've got loads. That's fine. Don't have to do any more. That's enough to brick this back in case she can't reach that for some reason. There we go. Awesome sauce. That's got everything in the place where we want it. Power wise, though, I do want to put a little power spike sticking up here. Stick a diode riser on it. when this is done, this area, we'll stick one there as well. I think we'll stick one on the edge of this as well. Seems to make sense. Just in case this polluted rises up. Nah. Bit of defiance against us. Prioritize that down. That doesn't need important at all. Fleeing? We haven't seen that in ages. Was that on Lavini? Betting that was those poke shells again. I'm going too far down. Yeah, you're not supposed to be wandering around out here. What are you doing? Ringle. It's not working properly because we don't have a supply of food for them. We need to make a polluted dirt farm. Which I don't exactly know what I'd use to make polluted dirt. And to be fair, at this point of the game, we don't need them. We should be fully switched over to this by now. Using this ancient specimen to make fossils, so we need a proper permanent high red radiation, rad bolt production system to pump this full of rad bolts. I'm deliberately staying off of that this time. I'm trying to hold back doing that. I guess we're out of slime in here now, so that one's dead. That mushroom farm is completely kaput because all of our slime gets put in here. I'm not going in there to get some of it out because that'd be very awkward. How much would they take? They'd take all of it. You'd end up in a defeated loop where it keeps taking it from there and putting it in the thing and sending it back. No, I'm not going to bother. We just have one mushroom farm now. Although if you notice, our food has dropped dramatically. There's berry sludge and fried mushroom, and the barbecue is only down to less than 5 million calories now. That is as a direct result of cutting this short. We cut it down to 2 tiles, and these are still green. It's just not making enough food for them out of this volcano. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. I thought one volcano would be able to feed loads of... Oh no, apparently not. Apparently it doesn't. Look, yeah, our room's filling up with crude as well. We might have to turn off one of our oil wells for a while. Making too much oil. Might have to come down to... Well, this one, since this water level doesn't seem to going up very much. It's staying too hot here. It is raining. It is raining down. Will fill. But technically speaking, this one doesn't produce enough. It only produces 1.34 kilograms, and these use 1,000 grams a second each. So that means you need to make up the shortfall. What we could do, go to this one here. What we do, already sending. Just snip this automation so it doesn't request any more water. Oh, that's enough water, thank you. When that tank's run out, this will just slowly come to a stop. We'll be running on 2 crude oil wells and 1 leaky fissure. This thing. We could leave the oil wells running and brick this leaky fissure up. Stops running. The odd occasional poke shell gets put in here, so we might as well keep it. Experimentation needed. What does that mean exactly? Does that mean Bubbles needs to come in here and do some work? Or something? I don't know. Coding requires a duplicate to produce application data. Okay, fine. I'll let you in then. Bubbles can go in there and do a data or whatever the heck she's got to do. And Stinky and Nisbet, well, we're having a dance. Nisbet's going to go for a soda pop. Seems like a good idea to me. I will go for a soda pop. And I'm also going to go and do some shoppings, stuff and things. Be back later on. So let's come back over here and see if this is actually matter with you. No igneous rock left. Oh, she's bringing it now. That must be our last little scrap of igneous. Crikey. Let's do our dash in here and see if we can do this, shall we? Ellie, go to schedule. I'm going to make a new schedule. I'm going to make this schedule all work. Warning, schedule issues. But if we have a problem with Ellie, we're going to stick her on that schedule. Insulated tile, deconstruct. Come on, come and do it. Where are you going? What are you doing now? Ellie, where are you going? Storing materials. Let's go into there. Just make that sweep only. She'll drop some ISO, whatever it is, ISO resin somewhere. She'll drop it. Right, we'll cancel that as well. Come and deconstruct this tile and get on with it. Right, maybe she'll actually come in now and do her job. Yeah, thing on. Smelled flowers. Excellent. Right, come on. Come and get it. There's no other jobs to do. Grass in here. Right, I want that deleted. I want that built. I'm going to just go to there and I'm going to snip, I think. I'll snip that off. Yeah, grab some thermium, please. Build that. And then I want automation thermosensor made of thermium. Placed right there, please. And I want to snip you off. I'll get that built and we'll send that to above maximum. Right. It is above the maximum in here, is it? Oh, it is. Okay. So, yeah, that needs to be pumping out then. That should be pumping out. And it gets a chance. The steam turbines aren't running, so it's not going to pump anything out. While they run. Right, is that good? Are we done? I think we're done. Place another obsidian tile right there. That just gives us an output. We can mess around with that. Yeah, I don't want to go straight up because of the thingy. So we can mess around with this signal and do what we want with that. We've now got one. We need to put that into there before it now runs again. Perfect, thank you. Oh, that was quick work. I had to dash in there, quickly build that. Set that back to above 20,000, which it is. Which means it's activating this shut-off. The shut-off isn't running because the steam turbines aren't running. I need to add obsidian to this to pump that bit of obsidian out. Quickly do it before it erupts, and then we can get this out of the system. Yeah, grab that bit of obsidian that fell in here and get it out. Crap, the obsidian's probably going to heat up. Right, we'll leave our little patch of liquid there and we might run back in there. I'm not sure if we're going to put another couple of steel tiles in here. I forgot. I was going to put a couple of, not tiles, a couple of steel rails here. I wasn't using that space. And it feels like if we used that space, we might be able to fit one entire eruption's worth of material on this. That can just quickly kick that out. Just quickly. Before it erupts. If that can get rid of all that obsidian, that would be grand. Now, because we're getting obsidian out of here, and we seem to have run out of igneous now. We used all the igneous on the planet. We've used it all. Every last scrap of it, we've used it. Yep, we have. now. That can be deconstructed, please. Yeah, we can start clearing up all this nasty gas. That needs powering, that one, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. This one is now the one that does all the Atmo suits and everything. Rather a weird patterning of wires that got built haphazardly from inside. So, yeah, there's wires there that are never going to get touched again. Here we go. We're now getting ISO resin dropping in. We could lower this, I think. I think that's too high. Maybe 30 kilos. Yeah, because it's running it, but it's kind of just spilling everywhere and really over-pressurizing the room, which is good. I like it. It says it's down to 15, 16 kilos of steam now. That should have pumped some water out, which will go in our tank and eventually feed our toilet. If this tank overflows, it will drip it out into space. But this is hot. So this will be a very hot little patch here. In order to deal with that, I was going to build some igneous tiles around it and run the cooling loop through it, but yeah, running out of materials to build from. And I don't really want to go sending materials over. Kind of done with this area. Nice. Want her to load up all these with sand before she goes, and then hopefully this will be pretty clear. Comes back, she won't have to wear a suit. Hey, they've hatched. The little sweetles in here have hatched. They can do a bit of sweetle tending on these things. Well, when they start growing again. Sweetles don't like this temperature, I don't think, but let's go to this. Yeah, here we go. Comfortable 10 to 20. Livable minus 30 to 70. So they can live in it. They're just not particularly happy about low temperature range. But it's not too bad. Actually, it's probably on their hotter end, isn't it? Because it's 32 or something. We could make the aquatunic make it a little bit colder. Do that. So what happens now, food gets automatically grown at the other place, gets fired over here, gets dropped here at this beacon, which gets swept up, put in the payload opener. Food gets dropped down here into this petroleum pool, which then gets picked up by the sweeper, fed into this system, which will then drop it into here, through here, and drops in along with the mushrooms. And then the Tree of Doom, experiment 52B times 1. He will eat the food, pump out the resin. Resin every day gets pumped automatically down this tube into the room with the tungsten volcano, where it gets cooked into resin, and the resultant steam makes a pressure burst in here, and the extra water gets pumped out and goes to become toilet water and pumped into space when we got too much toilet water. So yeah, even when it's on its like 50 cycle down dormancy, I think this will still run a certain amount, but we can now run this trigger. This is now this is taken off of here. So what I want to do, put it back onto that. So we'll need power. I need the automation, sorry. Bridge. I'm going to bridge it over there and connect it back to how it was. So that's still connected to this. So the reset is still connected to, once it's pumped out some water out of the system, then that resets this. That'll send a little reset pulse to the reset meter on the liquid valve and allow it to run some more next time it's allowed to run. But it's not allowed to run because we're running it daily on this thing. Instead of running it daily on that thing, I'd rather run it by temperature from in this room. We've now got that ability to do that, and that's what I wanted to do last time. So we can now, we'll have to deconstruct that. That's going through that thingy. And that's, so we can bring that up. No, that's not right. I don't. Cancel that. I wanted to click on the wire. Thank you. Now, if we come up one, we'll have to jump over this and that, and I think that would look messy. I'm going to come straight to there, straight down into it like that. This will say whether it can be powered on or not. Reset will send some more down if it's hot enough in here. We've got to decide on a temperature. If it's above 30, let's say, then it can run. We'll make a temperature that we know that it will cook it to isoresonance steam. Pick a temperature that we know works. Then that would automatically do that. It will automatically then chuck it all out of this vent. But in a future update to this, if we wanted to really seriously automate it, come right over here, up this ladder, and into this, where we'll fire it back home, all automatically. But to do this bit, we need rad bolts. I think to make the rad bolts, we need more. We need more power. I don't think we produce enough power to do it. We may do. I'm not entirely sure. But to get the power from this power spine over here, where we're going to produce it, that'd be kind of not very... Well, I didn't really want heavy watt wires running around this like tiny little map. We could do it. We could definitely do it. We could put a heavy watt joint plate in or something and run it along. Move these wires down into the floor. Well, actually, no, we could just run a heavy watt wire straight over the top of it. It would look ugly as all heck, but it would be the easiest. Come up here, run it across the top and join it into this spine. That'd probably be the best way to do it. I think we could add that to the system. It needs to be powered, but it also needs to be have rad bolts, and that's the main thing. I suppose we could put a couple of solar panels in over here and see if we've got enough power to do it. Have to go there, and was it like that or something? I can't forget. We had to do 2 solar panels. I don't want it in this thing's way, do I? She's already on the case. You'll have to put a ladder there then. If you're going to build that, that wasn't like the intention. But this won't be attached to the main grid then. This will just power this. Also want to run... What have we got on this line? We need another 240 on here. 995 is a lot, isn't it? 199. So can we add on? No way of really adding anything else to it. This one comes up this side. We could kind of take over maybe... What's up here? 60 and 2120. We could take over that bit, couldn't we? There's 5, 120 for the fridge. I'm thinking about it. Probably one on there. Let's test it. Let's snip that there. Reconnect that. Make sure that's not connected to anything else. It isn't. This light now. 1990, and this one is down to 515. Ah, excellent. Excellent. So we'd run this power. There, that's probably the worst looking way of doing it, but the most efficient. Whoa, boom. They always make me jump when they fall in. Crikey. Dinner's ready. Well, that's making me hungry already. Well, I don't know about bog jelly making me hungry. That's not making me hungry, the bog jelly bit. What's coming through? We've got a bit more steel. Is that it? Ah, all that for 10 kilos of steel. But we're probably going to take back with us anyway. We'll leave here. Hey, we didn't even need the ladders. Well, you're very industrious, aren't you? So that will be powered. Which means we definitely need a liquid here. We need to put a mesh tile there. So I do want to block access. Actually, we could just put the door here, couldn't we? Could we? Yeah. Get rid of that door. Deconstruct you. Cancel that. Deconstruct that. So now what we've got to do is make the liquid liquid coolant to at least touch this a little bit. It's got to at least kind of touch it. So I'm thinking it runs. Oh god, we're running out of pipage. What can we build out of? We'll run a little bit of sandstone. No, we won't. Can we just make it go this way and then up and then round? Like just do this corner of it. That would work, wouldn't it? Right, okay. Alright, we're going to try that. And then we can mop this up, this resin, and we'll put down the petroleum. Dead. Keep this area nice and chill. We'll run, what we're going to do, we need to run that into here. Need a bit of steel there. Need a little bit of pipage. Just a bit. No, we don't even have enough igneous rock to do 2 pipes. Oh no, they're insulated pipes, but heck. We got more ceramic that we brought with us. Oh, let's use that. I'm not fussed. And then so it will go this way, up, around, over, come back that way, and then continue as it goes. And we'll get these 2 pieces back, that's all. So we'll need to put a bridge here and a bridge there. Plumbing. Bridge. Crikey, Governor, we're running out of materials. We used everything. Then we do need some materials to build what I was going to build here. Is that reachable? Construction errand. Okay. What we're going to do is just use these to power a radiation generator. Rad bolt generator, and just point it straight into that. Wherever we stick it, it's just going to point directly at that. Cancel building that. Don't put that there. That's in a bad place. Can we keep that there then? Yeah, we can keep that there. Give her less to do. That's perfect. Give her all this to do. She can build all that. That when she gets round to it. And we'll have a single rad bolt generator, which will probably just go there. It'll take for bleeding ages. Well, at least it's possible. Actually, will that overheat? That will overheat. I've got a plan. Construct you. Just put it here. Little head sticking into this vacuum space. And that bit pointing into there. Yeah. Dangerous as all hell. But hey, we don't have health and safety on this island. Not the British government here. Right. Ah, excellent. Things are getting built. Awesome sauce. There's no torpedoes from space to kill us. So damage our solar panels and what's not. And thingamabob. So, yeah, I need to put a liquid here. Cool down the place. Right. I was going to completely divert the water and go around here and up and across, which I think would look much nicer. But we just don't have the materials to do it. Unless we go on a little spree, I guess. Oh, just made some meat. Unless we dig into here and get this sedimentary out. Or dig out this igneous rock I put in. We could dig this out. I was going to put a row of tanks in here. I don't suppose we need it. just as backup for the reservoir instead of pumping it all into space. Seems a bit silly. Might be wasteful. Don't want to be wasteful, do we? Well, if we're coming this far out, we want to build a bit further. Want to build tungsten? No, I don't want to build our tungsten. Another one and another one, and we'll build that, and then we'll put a bridge. It's all coming up. Might as well come right to the end, eh? And that way we can put this thing. Not that way up. That way up. Instead. Just pointing it that direction, straight into there. Whatever it gets, it's gonna put in there. And that'll be powered from these two solar panels, which are kind of blocking each other. I think that's too far over, isn't it? Yeah, I think it might be. Don't want to come any further over this, and that's as far left as I can put that one. Won't let me go any further. These have got a harvest errand. Right, is that... Are you allowed through there? No, you'll have to be allowed through. I'm gonna put that down to a 1 so she's less likely to try and load it. There we go. Let's try this for size. This is already green. We're going to say if it's above 130, you can power that thing. And we'll snip off that thing now. See if this works. Ended. Is there a little bit coming down? There's 3 packets. Yep, that's 30 kilos of resin automatically coming down into the system. They will splash down here and spread out little bits of ISO resin onto the floor. That's good. Sweeper will pick them up, chuck them in the conveyor loader when there's a space available on the rack. No, it's not the rail. There we go. When there's a space available, they'll get put on to cool down and chuck out. And then this will be extended all the way up. Nice. Put into there. I think that's the quickest way to go. We could go up here and then finagle through all this, but I think it's easier just to go straight along there, straight over here and in. Then we can automate sending the ISO resin home, and it'll be slow. But then, you know, it's only running on these two, and that'll only run when it's daytime. And then they'll power this, which takes, what, 480? Something, yeah. Those things ain't cheap to run. We'll just run them from their own 2 solar panels directly into it with no battery. Not going to bother with the battery. It'll power it when it powers it. And it won't when it won't. So yeah, hopefully that'll give it enough juice every day to send 1 shot of ISO resin back home. Could work, probably. Maybe. Who knows? That's not good. There's some naphtha there. The flip did that come from? I haven't got anything plastic. Naphtha. Does ISO resin melt if it gets too hot? I think it turns to naphtha, doesn't it? ISO resin if it's too hot. We could also use this as a, if it's too hot, don't run. Yeah. Or maybe that's telling me that this is too close. This is too hot. We need to shorten it. Instead of lengthening it. I think the naphtha came from the ISO resin, I think. That's saying yes, it's still hot enough to run. This hasn't actually reset system yet. If that's still running off the old system here. It only resets once it pumps out some steam. And it won't pump out any steam until this has cooled down. So I think I won't be able to tell if it's definitely the iso resin unless I can find iso resin. There's a little piece. Let's have a look. Naphtha liquid at 200C. Yeah, if it gets too hot, it turns to naphtha. That's what happened to that piece there. That's not brilliant, is it? So what we want to do... let me think. Can we do it? I think we can. I think there's a way of doing it. So we've crammed everything in here. Might as well cram some more in. But if we had one of these conveyor loaders just for the iso resin, we could just pump the iso resin straight out of the room as soon as it's made. You know, this one is for to keep the loop going round. But we could potentially... Is there a space there? Will that let you put it there? No, it won't. We have used every square of this room. My word, we have. Brilliant. I love it. I shall have to dwell on that thought. It could be a case of if it's too hot in here, then we turn the power off so it doesn't run. And it only runs when it gets below 200 degrees. Instead of running above 130, we run below 250. Which means we need two signals from this room then. We'd need one to say it's hot enough to run it. No, we don't, because it will just sit there and wait until the machine runs again before it gets hot enough for that to turn to iso resin. I'd prefer it got swept out though. I would prefer it got swept out immediately. Is there a way of doing that? Short of busting a couple of tiles out here and putting another one of these conveyor loaders in, which would reach here nicely, and it would keep it well away from all of that. We could just add another one of these conveyor loaders and just pump that iso resin out of here, because it will cool down instantly as soon as it touches that water. It won't put too much heat into it. Also the same with this tungsten. We need a little tank to put some petroleum in. Got some petroleum up here we could add. Got a couple of not a couple of tiles worth, but we've got a bit. We could add our cooling loop going through it, and then that way all the tungsten and iso resin would get cooled in a little room. Yeah, I'm thinking that's the only way I can think of doing it, is because the tungsten, yeah, let's bust in. We need to set up liquid pump somewhere to naphtha so we can get rid of it. Thinking we'll put a bottle emptier right here. Rid of that naphtha into... it could be useful as a liquid lock, I guess. Where is she? Is she coming back? Or has she gone to sleep? What's she doing? I think I set her break a bit later, didn't I? Yeah, I did. We've got to run power to this, so that charges that. What's that? We got the output from this and the green signal when red bolt storage is full. We could kind of turn this off when the red bolt storage is full, so it's not constantly shooting red bolts into space. I don't think it'll matter. They'll just fly off into space and maybe it hit some alien space race a few light years away. You never know. So yeah, this is turned off now because it's not hot enough, but they send any down. This has triggered. This has triggered. Once all this turns off, pressure goes up. The pressure is now up until the next time this runs again. Want to mop that up, please. We made naphtha, we made naphtha. Right, build that pump, that pitcher pump, bottle emptier. Our last bit of igneous rock. Probably, yeah. Come on then, up you go. Then I'll set that to naphtha. Liquid naphtha. A very high priority. Can you come down here there? Yeah, maybe a better idea, but I just want to get it out of here quick at the moment. We can make her drop it, actually. We can make her drop it. Once she gets off this ladder, we can make her drop it. Right, there we go. Move. Move to there, and I'll change that. That'll drop it. There you go. We got a little bottle of naphtha we can do something with later. We got to come in here, and I want to deconstruct that. Hang on. No. Cancel. Let's check where the liquids are running. Going to be these two then. It's a bit closer to the volcano than I would have liked. But I don't think the volcano is getting this far with its tungsten anyway. It's instantly turning into... Right, where is she? Coming, or has she got a bloody bed? Where are you? Hello? Gone to bed? Here she is. Come and do some bloody work. I'm gonna put you on the only work schedule. Ellie, where are you? You've got to come and do this. Not Ellie too. Don't get the wrong Ellie. Ellie, you're stuck on work schedule for the rest of your life. Well, until I change my mind anyway. Well, if that bloody Greco goes in here and dies, I'll be furious. Man, that'd annoy me. Right, let's check. Oh, that was a trick question, wasn't it? Oh, what have we got on there? Yeah, we've got enough. We need another thermium debris to go in here. Where's the power side of it? There, it's there, isn't it? Power is the top end. Come on. Yeah, power's there, so that will be charged. And then we'll just go... Take iso resin out of here. We won't put that in there anymore. Iso resin does not go in there. And we will add... Yeah, we can't use gold amalgam. Got to be steel to come out of here. We haven't got enough of that. We'll just come out like that with a bit of steel. Iron? Where's the iron there? No. Right, yeah, this is very cold, so it's turned it all to... No, never mind. Once she's built this bit inside, we can brick it back up and see if that'll work. Go on, build it, Ellie. I'll let you go to break then, so you don't pee your suit. Once you've bricked that up. Come on. Where are you going now? Oh, more steel. Steel's in such tiny amounts everywhere. Come on, Ellie. Come on. You can do it. We trust you. But where are you going now? Oh, God. She's going to pee in her suit. I can see it happening. Does. We'll make her go outside to take her suit off. Grab a bit more steel. That's what you should have done in the first place, instead of wasting your time picking up all those 5k packets. There we go. Nicely done. We can see if this works. I don't know if this will work. Where you going? Flipping Crikey. Crikey, Governor. Yeah, just get it built, will you? You've got to go in to do that one. Then I'll let you go. Go do what you want to do. There we go. Perfect. Now get the heck out of here. And just build me one obsidian tile there, and then you can go to bed. All I need. And then you can go do what you want to do. We'll change your schedule back. Or Ellie, where's your schedule? You could go on their schedule for a bit, couldn't you? No, you're fine. Go on out. Back to your shift. Rocket shift. And this schedule can be gotten rid of. Delete. Bomb. Gone. Nice, nice, nice. Yep. Okay, good. Go. What you got to do, we will drop. No, I don't want to drop that in there, wire. I'm going to drop another tile there. You can build that. And this will be set to ISO resin, and we'll just drop it out the bottom for the moment, but we will set that up. That will be the line that will go off up there. We'll take it out separately without putting it through this, which means it will be probably pretty hot. But it's only ISO resin, so I'm sure we don't really mind. So for now, we'll put conveyor chute made of gold amalgam, because that's all we have left. The only thing in this room that isn't like thermium is that little bit of steel wire there, the steel conveyor rail. So I hope it doesn't melt when this erupts. But we'll see, we'll see. Boom! Excellent. Now that can be set to ISO resin. I want to see if that works. Okay. Everything's all kicked in. It's not hot enough yet, so the power's not on. It won't send any resin down. I do think I want to change this pulse system. I don't like it doing the pulse from when this, because this only overpressurizes over the 20,000 when this stops. So there's no steam in these, which means it doesn't really trigger until the next time these turn back on again. Which isn't what I wanted. I wanted it to kind of trigger 2 or 3 times while it's running and hot. So the resin drops in, turns to ISO resin gets kicked out, and the steam gets evacuated out of the system, and then it says, okay, send some more resin down, we can do it again. But it could do maybe 3 or 4 lots during one day rather than just doing one. Doing at the moment isn't what I meant. Not how I meant it to work. We'll see if this will work now. This gets hot enough. It's nearly hot enough. And hopefully that means we won't have resin on the line, which won't turn into naphtha. That's a bit of an expensive way of making naphtha. That's my logic, my thought process. If we really wanted to prevent it, we could put a tile there. That would keep it definitely contained tungsten in that area. Well, it'll take a little bit to add a bit more steam to the room now. That should have powered up. It hasn't. Why is it not hot enough? Well, it's only gone up by 1 degree, that's why. 29. So this should trigger now. Any second. All automatically. If we've done it right. Picking up tungsten. It's now, temperature is now right. That should now say, okay, it's okay, send some resin down. Resin is automatically coming down. Aha! Automation for the win! Tungsten can go around there till the cows come out. It won't have any problem. It is a tungsten volcano after all. So it doesn't really care. We now have ISO resin, which is now removed from this one. And we'll just drop straight out the bottom. Plop! There's our ISO resin. We made it. 5 tiles saved. I guess I deserve a drink after 5 cycles saved. But I do need to head to the shops before they close, so that will probably be where we leave it once it kicks back in again. I just want to check what's going on. Just time that to perfection to freeze up on us. There we go. My poor computer trying to work it. There's our bit of ISO resin. It is hot. but it's only isoresin, so I think we can cool it down fairly well. We'll add a little pot to put it in from the reservoir here or something. We'll run it through all this liquid and run the Aquatuna pipe through this liquid to keep it cool on its journey all the way up to the interplanetary launcher, which will set her to go home. We want it to go to Lavini. Where you're aiming for, I think it's set to Lavini anyway, but we'll lower that down because, like, you know, we'll waste a lot of rad bolts, but this thing will just be powering this, nothing else. It's not like it'll be like a problem or anything. We can go power wire, and we can make all this out of steel, so we should actually have materials, should we? Well, we can make it out of tungsten. Okay, fair enough. Seems appropriate somehow. I'm not sure tungsten is the right material to use just there. Maybe a little bit of steel would be better. But hey, we can power this thing. And it can start gathering rad bolts. We want to shoot him directly that way. Into there. We don't want to be running across here anymore. Oh no. Not once that gets running. That'll be... I've got to mop this up as well. I need to mop that up. Yeah, I've got to remember to do that. Oh, this is ready. No, we can't do that just yet. Because I need to put a bridge on it. Bridge. See, you get sucked into this game. It's so... That. Granite bridge. Build that, would you? Alright, you can build the granite bridge. Liquid bridge. Errands. Ellie's #1 job. Yeah, I keep saying I'm going to the shops, and then I keep thinking, oh, I just want to do this, and I just want to do that before I go. And you get sucked in so much. Right. Okay. She's just going to deliver that. Because if I don't build this bridge, I'm going to forget to do it, and then I'm going to forget to put the petrol down everywhere. And I want to do that before I connect the wire up. And then basically this place will be automatic. And Ellie can go home. This place should be pretty automatic. All we got to do is run a rail instead of having this. We put it down to the rail down to here and run through this liquid and then up. And yeah. Right, now liquid piping. Okay, and I cancel that bit. Right. I can connect there. Cancel any overrides. And then snip, say that off there and connect that there. Excellent, I love it. And then cancel any overrides. Boom. Right. Excellent. The liquid loop. Ah, awesome sauce. We can get a couple of bits of liquid pipe back there. That's awesome. I like it. And we'll put some petroleums down here. Nice, delicious petroleums. And the cooling loop can keep it all cool. Excellent. I mean, over time, with running all the material from here through this water would actually overheat the water. But I suppose we can probably run our cooling loop through the water a little bit. Keep it chill. Just to add a little bit of chill to the water. We'll get there, we'll get there. But for now, I guess that's where we're going to leave it. I thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for coming. And if you're watching this later on VODs, hi, hello. Hopefully you can join me live next time. Watching this on YouTube later on, then feel free to drop a like, maybe a subscribe if you can. That'd be great. Like that a lot. I'd appreciate it. So, We'll be back after lunch, a few hours. And thank you all for coming. Thanks for joining me. Cheers.